Hey, what up? What up? Just wanna make a quick video. Um, and this is a more like a response to Telly Atlas video. I see that he made a video, you know, touching on the subject of the Glovegate situation. Um, I see that he responded to the situation. You know, it's been like almost a month. I say a month now since the fight, and you have you're starting to see more people talk about it a little bit. Whether they for Tyson Fury being clean in this fight or whether they're against it. You starting to see more people talk about it a little bit. I still think the majority of people are still a little I don't want to say scared, but they're just to themselves, and you know how people are. When the situation goes wrong, a lot of people are waiting for other people to talk about it first before they can at least give a response. Everyone wants to be by themselves, but long and behold, but this is your sport. This is your the sport you fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, this could be you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have to say about that. People are not speaking about it, but you got more and more people talking about it. You had Steve Cunningham, you got Charles Martin, you got Errol Spence shedding light on the situation. Who else you got? You had Tyson Fury's old sparring partner who had an interview with Young Pharaoh. So he's putting light on the situation. Um, and then you got other people who are opposed to the Glovegate, um, who shed light on the situation. You got, obviously Ben Davidson's gonna be opposed to it. You got um, I forgot his name, Sugar Hill. Obviously he's gonna be opposed to it because he's on Tyson Fury's team. You got Jacob Duran. He's also opposed to. He's also gonna be opposed to the him cheating because he's on the same team. One thing they all have in common is that they never actually addressed the situation. They all went around the situation, never mentioned anything about the glove flapping or anything. Um, so this is why I want to talk about Teddy Atlas. He actually touched upon the situation a bit. He didn't go around the situation, but even though he was still opposed to the him actually cheating. And basically, he started off by saying that the commissioners, they check everything. The commissioners make sure that they check they check your to see you putting your hand wraps. Um, they make sure the gloves ain't tampered, so they have the gloves for 24 hours at a certain place or situation like that. So that's what he said, and he also said that um, he also gave a historical situation where someone had his glove tampered, and I forgot the name he was talking about, the person he was talking about, but I guess it was back in the day, and the guy was that tempered his gloves. He beat this guy to a pulp, and you saw his whole face messed up, and that guy was banned for boxing for life. That's what he said, and the guy that he beat to a pulp he was messed up for his health wise was messed up for his he basically was messed up for his life. He he didn't recover from that beating, which I'm trying to say. And so Telly Atlas gave that example as that's just why the commissioners are so much more stringent upon how gloves are being if they're being tampered with or just taking the whole situation more seriously in terms of how things are being administered. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're trying to say. And I said, all right, that makes sense. He's trying to say that commissioners are trying to be more serious. Um, you know, hearing that, you might agree with him, but then you remember, and prime example, you could bring many examples after that, but prime example, Cotto versus Margarito, where the commissioner's not there to see him wrap his hands, where the commissioner's not there to see that cement was in his hand wrap. Like, So what are we talking about here? We have history, and that fight was not that long ago. I would say about like what 10 years ago. Did they not see that? Did they not catch that? Did they not sign off his hand wraps? Like, come on, man. It's come on. It's bullshit. Come on, man. And then you got Mayweather, who was having a fight with Madonna. I forgot. I think it was the first one, if I'm not mistaken. Madonna's gloves was clearly had padding taken out of it. Did the commissioners not see that? Come on, man. Like, come on. We got examples here, and that was what, like 7 years ago? That was not even 10 years ago. That was like what, 7 years ago? 6 years ago? 6 years ago. Come on, man. So what is he talking about? Teddy Atlas is a not only an analyst, he's been in the boxing game for a long, long time. If I'm not mistaken, he's been there more than 30 years. 30, what, 30, 40 years, right? How does he not, why is he, how could he be in such denial about this? You know what I'm saying? Like, how could he be in such denial about this? And then he wants to address um, the, the glove flapping, and he said that, well, if he had his glove flapping is not much an advantage for him because it would take away his power. The only advantage that he would have is a reach advantage, but that reach advantage would hinder that extra reach advantage would hinder his power, so it won't be an advantage for him. Like, come on, man. You could clearly see in the video that his fists are in the palm, it's in the wrist area of the glove. So when he's only using that left hand, so he's only using that left hand to blind him, Deontay Wilder's face, because he has that extra reach. So he's only using that left hand to blind him to come back with the hook. Because if you see the fight, most of the time, especially the first fight, he used that. He was only using that left hand, to throw hooks and power punches. So it was certainly an advantage, and it certainly did not restrict from his power. So I don't understand how Teddy Atlas finds it a disadvantage having your bare fist in the wrist area. It's certainly an advantage, and this is why he was throwing a lot of power punches that both fights. He was throwing a lot of power punches. Um, so I don't know where Teddy Atlas is coming up with this stuff, um, especially that he's been in the boxing game and has been a trainer for a long time. So there's a lot of I don't want to say bias, but there's a lot of um, dishonesty with what he said. A lot of dishonesty, and I completely disagree with him. Not only because we have ample amount of evidence, but everything you could see everything in those videos. Not only that, explain why does Tyson Fury only has blood on his left hand or his left hand wrap, not on his right hand wrap. He doesn't have any blood on his right hand wrap. So it's crazy and kind of disgusting how you have people in the sport of boxing for a long time and they can't see this, even though we have video evidence purely showing what's going on. No one throws their a left jab like that. No one's that doesn't happen. So it's just crazy to see that you have people continue to even comment on this situation and then actually talk about the Glovegate for once and then still be in denial. It's gonna continue like to be like that, but we'll see. We'll continue with the situation, see how this situation follows and see what the commissioner and what they actually try to do. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll talk to y'all later.